Let's talk about Disney and Pixar's Monsters Incorporated, which is celebrating its 20th anniversary today. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2001 computer animated comedy Monsters Incorporated, released by Disney along with Pixar. This would be the fourth film from Pixar. The film features the voices of John Goodman, Billy Crystal, Steve Buscemi, James Coburn, Mary Gibbs, Jennifer Tilly, and a host of others. The film was directed by Pete Docter in his directorial debut. He would go on to direct a few other Disney Pixar flicks. The film centers on two big monsters, James P. Sully Sullivan and his one-eyed partner and best friend Mike Wazowski, who are employed at the titular energy producing factory Monsters Incorporated, which generates power by scaring human children. However, the monster world believes that the children are toxic, and when one sneaks into the factory, it must be returned home before it's too late. This film was a pretty big hit when it came out in 2001. So, let's go ahead and get into the story. In a world inhabited by monsters, the city of Monstropolis is powered by energy from the screams of human children. At the Monsters Incorporated factory, skilled monsters employed as scarers venture into the human world to scare children and harvest their screams through doors that activate portals to children's bedroom closets. The field is considered dangerous as human children are believed to be toxic. Energy production is falling because children are becoming less easily scared, and the company's CEO, Henry J. Waternoose III, is determined to find a solution to the problem. One evening after work, scarer James P. Sully Sullivan discovers that someone has left an active door on the scare floor. As he inspects the door, a small toddler girl enters the factory. Sully gets scared and tries to return her, but ultimately fails when his chief rival and co-worker, Randall Boggs, who appears to have been trying to overtake Sully's numbers by working after hours, sends the door back into the factory's storage vault. Sully takes the girl out of the factory in a duffel bag and, seeking much needed help, interrupts his roommate and best friend Mike Wazowski and his date with his receptionist girlfriend Celia May at a sushi restaurant. Chaos erupts when the girl gets loose. Sully and Mike manage to escape with the girl before the CDA, that's the Child Detection Agency, arrives and quarantines the restaurant, and they are forced to keep the kid hidden in their apartment for the night until a plan can be made. Sully soon realizes that the kid isn't toxic, that her laughter is able to cause a massive power surge more powerful than screams could bring, and Randall is her designated scarer. Sully grows attached to her and nicknames her Boo, while Mike is anxious to get rid of her so the company can get back with its fixing. The duo smuggles Boo back into the factory disguised as a baby monster and attempts to send her home, but Randall, who had been waiting in ambush for her, kidnaps Mike by mistake. He straps Mike to the Scream Extractor, a large vacuum-like machine capable of forcefully extracting screams from kidnapped human children. Solving the energy crisis before Randall can test the machine on Mike, Sully saves Mike, and the pair try to report to Waternoose about Randall's plan, but Waternoose forces Sully to demonstrate his scaring methods in the company's simulator room. In so doing that, Sully unknowingly scares Boo and realizes how children feel when the monster scared them. Boo inadvertently exposes herself in front of Waternoose, who turns out to be in league with Randall, and then exiles Mike and Sully to the Himalayas. while keeping Boo with him. The two are taken in by a friendly Yeti who tells them about a nearby village which Sully realizes he can use to return to the monster world. Sully prepares to return, but Mike refuses to go in, blaming Sully's stubbornness for their situation. Sully returns to the factory and saves Boo from the Scream Extractor, disabling the machine in the process, but is attacked by Randall. Mike returns to reconcile with Sully, however, he gets involved in this and inadvertently helps him overpower Randall. With Randall in pursuit, Mike, Sully, and Boo escape into the door vault. Excuse me, I'm just getting ahead of myself. My apologies. Mike invokes Boo's laughter, which causes all the doors to activate at once, allowing them to freely pass in and out of the human world as they attempt to escape. Randall eventually catches up to them and attempts to kill Sully, but Boo overcomes her fear of Randall and attacks him, enabling Sully to catch Randall. Sully and Mike trap Randall in the human world, where two residents at a trailer park mistake him for an alligator and beat him with a shovel. Wow. Alright, now for the final act in the evening. You know the procedure like always. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, which I'm sure a lot of you have, continue on. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Mike and Sully locate Boo's door, but Warnews, accompanied by the CDA, brings the door down to the scare floor. Mike distracts the CDA while Sully and Boo escape with her door. They lead Warnews into the simulation room where Mike records Warnews angrily declaring his plan to savage the company by kidnapping children, accidentally exposing himself to the CDA. As Warnews is arrested by the CDA, he reprimands Sully for supposedly destroying the company and worsening the energy crisis. The scare floor administrator, Roz, reveals herself to be the head of the CDA who had been working undercover to expose Warnews' plan. Roz thanks Mike and Sully for their help and allows Sully to return Boo home, but she has the door demolished to prevent any monsters from making further contact with her. Later, Sully, inspired by his experiences with Boo, concocts a plan to retool the company's power generation method to harvest children's laughter instead of screams. As laughter is shown to be 10 times more potent. With the energy crisis solved, Sully is named the new CEO of Monsters Incorporated. A month and a half later, the factory is now wholly focused on its staff bringing joy to children in order to collect energy, which is really something. Mike takes Sully aside, revealing he has rebuilt Boo's door. It needs one final piece, which Sully secretly took in order to work. Sully puts the door chip into place, enters, and joyfully reunites with Boo, who still recognizes him. End of story. So, what did I think of Monsters Incorporated? I think it's a good movie. It's definitely a great film from Disney and Pixar. I mean, it's their fourth film after the first two Toy Stories and A Bug's Life. This film still was really something. It got good reviews and what have you, and was a commercial success. The film went on to make $577 million worldwide and became the third highest grossing film of 2001. Right behind The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which were the top two. Harry Potter was tops, and The Lord of the Rings was right behind it. Anyway, I gotta say, this was just so much fun. Now then, I will tell you this, that its reviews were all great. Everybody really enjoyed it, and I gotta say, every bit of it was awesome. The story was good. I liked the cast of voices. Voicing Sully is John Goodman, Now, of course, Sully's a huge furry blue bear-like monster with horns, a tail, and purple spots. And believe me, he is really good. Billy Crystal voices Mike Wazowski, a short, round green monster with a single big eyeball and skinny limbs. Yeah, who's absolutely fine. Mary Gibbs does the voice of Boo. She's good. Now, the book based on the film gives Boo's real name as, can you believe it, Mary Gibbs, the name of her voice actress, who is also the daughter of one of the film's story artists, who happens to be Rob. Voicing Randall is Steve Buscemi, who I've known him from several movies, some of Adam Sandler's movies most notably, but also from Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, he's this eight-legged lizard-like monster with a chameleon-like ability to change his skin color and blend in completely with his surroundings. Really something. Let's see here. Now, voicing Henry J. Warnes III is James Coburn in one of his last performances, as he passed away the following year after this. He's a spire-like monster with 5 eyes and a crab-like lower body. Really something. Jennifer Tilly's really good as Celia May, this pink monster with 1 eye and tentacle-like legs. And it also has these snakes around her like Medusa. Yeah, Bob Pearson voices Roz. Really something. And we got lots of others, including John Ratzenberger, who would work on, some movies. I know he worked on Toy Story. Voices the Yeti, who I've read from my sources was inspired by the Bumble from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And even Frank Oz, the original voice of several Muppets, and Yoda's one of them as well. He voices Jeff Fungus, Randall's sidekick. And there are several other voices. Incredible. There's even Bonnie Hunt, who would later go on to lend her voice to a later Disney Pixar flick. Of course, that's Cars, which I unfortunately failed to do a review of this past summer for its anniversary. But don't worry, I'll make it up. Well, when next month comes, I think I'll probably squeeze it in for next month. We'll see. But anyway, and of course, we gotta give credit to the score, which was done by Randy Newman, who of course did the music for the last 3 Disney Pixar films. Won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for If I Didn't Have You, which of course was done by Goodman and Crystal. It also got nominated for the Best Original Score and Best Sound Editing. The film was also nominated for the Best Animated Feature, but it unfortunately lost to DreamWorks' monster of a flick, Shrek, which came out earlier that same year. Nevertheless, Monsters Incorporated, definitely a very good Disney Pixar flick. Well, almost 12 years later, they finally gave us a prequel film, which Mike and Sully meet in Monsters University. More recently, this past summer, Disney Plus premiered a new animated series called Monsters at Work. Haven't seen it though, but maybe I'll look into it. Now, I will review Monsters University later on down the road. So anyway, in the end, with a great voice cast, a great story, great animation. Yeah, the animation was great too. I think this was just another big winner. So would I recommend Monsters Incorporated? The answer is most definitely. This is another good Disney Pixar flick. I think you'll really like it, and I think your kids will like it too. So Monsters Incorporated, it's really a good movie. So what are your thoughts on Monsters Incorporated? You can tell me in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you the first of my Spooktacular October rankings, and it'll be the first time watches, alright? So thanks for watching, and if you like this, you may want to consider checking out my reviews for these other Disney Pixar movies. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the film that started it all for them, Toy Story from 1995. The upper right-hand corner is my review of Finding Nemo from 2003, which the character of Mike from Monsters Incorporated had a little bit of a cameo in the closing credits. And or if you want something that's not Disney Pixar, go to the bottom left-hand corner for my review of the film that beat it out at the Academy Awards for Best Animated Feature, and that would be Shrek. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.